Hi everyone, Matthew here with another video. Today we're going to be talking about how to build muscle whilst away on holiday. I'm going to talk about the things that I've learned, and I'm also going to share with you some of the things that you can do for when you go away. Now feel free to stick around till the end of the video because I'm going to share with you my findings, which certainly surprised me, and they might come as a surprise to you as well. Just a quick refresher then, we're going to go over some of the things that builds muscle. So the first thing you got to do is make sure that you're consistently strength training. So you're in the gym, you're lifting heavy weights, you're providing that muscle with stimulus, you're pushing yourself close to failure, not on every set, but for most sets, you're pushing yourself within 2 reps in reserve and maintaining good technique. Now in terms of nutrition, you need to make sure that you're in a calorie surplus, so you're consuming more calories than you are burning. Because if you're in a calorie deficit, you're only going to lose weight. To build muscle, i.e. put more weight on, you need to make sure that you're in a calorie surplus. And the second most important thing with nutrition is you need to make sure you're consuming enough protein. So what is enough protein? Well, various studies out there have suggested to consume 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. For example, if I am 100 kilograms, I want to make sure that I'm consuming 220 grams of protein every single day. At least, alright? So this figure is a minimum. You've got to be quite strict with how much protein you are consuming. Some people seem to think that nutrition is way more important than what you actually do in the gym in terms of lifting weights. This could not be further from the truth, because what it is that your diet can be on point, you can be consuming so much protein, you're eating the best foods in the world. However, if you're only training half-heartedly, you're not pushing yourself to failure, your intensity is low, you're not going to see muscle growth. On the flip side, if you're training like a madman in the gym, really pumping it out, but you're not really eating the best foods, you're certainly not eating anywhere near your protein intake, you just won't see muscle growth. So it's important that nutrition and resistance training works hand in hand. So rewind to last month, in July, I was in Spain and England. I was in England for 3 weeks and I was in Spain for 1 week. I had an amazing time. Training wise, I'd say I did pretty well. I managed to go to the gym at least 5 days a week when I was in England. In Spain, not so much. I only went to the gym once a week because of complications with the gym membership. However, I strategically planned that workout to be right in the middle of the week in order to minimize the number of consecutive days that I had of no strength training. So overall, training was good. What wasn't so good was my nutrition. Now, I wasn't going crazy and having cheat days left, right and center or stuffing my face in. No, not exactly. I was eating mindfully, but there were times when I was having probably an ice cream or 2 more than I should have done each day or each week, and it was a little bit worrying at one point because I felt that at the times I felt a little bit sluggish, felt like I was putting belly fat on. When I was in England, I was having quite a few Chinese takeouts. Chinese food is obviously very sweet and pretty oily, so high in calories and probably not the most nutritious of foods either. However, as we said earlier, the first criteria to build muscle is to be in a calorie surplus. So I definitely did that. I was in a calorie surplus. Protein wise, I'm not sure. My aim is around 200 grams of protein per day. I wasn't eating that. I had a few home cooked meals here and there, but I just wasn't really on point with my protein intake. So where I work, the gym that I work in, we've got this wonderful in-body scan, which allows you to not only see your body weight, but also your body composition. So it allows you to see how much of your body weight is from muscle mass and how much of that is from body fat. I've got the result right here. This was done 2 weeks ago, shortly after I came back from holidays. Before I went on the 1st of July, as you can see, my weight was actually 87.5 kilograms. And when I came back, my weight was a shocking 91.9 kilograms. So nearly 92. There's a weight increase there of nearly 4.5 kilograms. My first reaction seeing this was, wow, that's a little bit worrying, because my gut feeling was this is probably down to body fat increase because of consuming processed foods, crap food, and as a result I gained fat. However, looking closely at the body composition breakdown, we can see here that my skeletal muscle mass has gone up by over 1.5 kilograms, and my body fat percentage has gone up by about 1%, so it's not the end of the world. If anything, I managed to actually build more muscle this past month when I was on holiday compared to all the previous months, the first 6 months of 2022. Funny how that works out. That definitely surprised me. Ultimately, I did manage to gain muscle and stay in shape. So like I said, strength training, make sure if you go on holiday you can find access to a gym close by. If you can train at least 3 times a week, that would be great to keep the muscles stimulated, because if you don't use it, you lose it. If you don't do it consistently, if you give a week or 2 weeks off, you're simply going to lose some of the progress, or in this case, some of the gains that you've made. I certainly struggled this past week when I got back into training for the first time in like 8-9 days. I struggled with training, it felt a little bit sore. This InBody scan is also pretty good because it gives you a little score at the top of the sheet. See, that gives you a score out of 100, and I scored 98, so I'm pretty proud of that. In previous months I got, I think it was 96, 97. So gradually getting up there to 100. I think getting 100 points is virtually impossible though. The managers where I work at the gym, they say that these numbers on the InBody scan, they are a pretty good indicator to see your body composition, but they're not law. They are not 100% accurate. I don't think there's any machine out there in the world that can accurately track your body composition, because that is quite an achievement to be able to do so. I mean, looking at my previous numbers here, there was no way I was only 6% body fat in March. So take it as you will, but it's a pretty good indicator. If you are interested in getting your own InBody scan, feel free to make your way over to Base, Bangkok. We've got 3 branches. If you're interested in personal training, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, help you achieve your fitness goals, whether that is to build muscle, to lose weight, to lose fat, whatever it may be, and we can find a way to make your training enjoyable. I was able to put more muscle mass on despite eating not the best of foods, but I was in a calorie surplus, and again I was resistant training consistently. So thank you very much for watching. I'm going to sign out now, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!